Hey everyone, Eggman here with another video. And today we're going to look at a new post that Bandai put out today. It's regarding the Dragon Ball Super Fest that's happening out in March, and also some new ruling changes and also some kind of new card art stuff and everything. So a lot of neat little things. So let's look at the post itself. So thank you as always for supporting our card game and events. We like to take this opportunity to clarify some points regarding the Card Game Fest event and organized play. Our goal for the Card Game Fest is to have an enjoyable event for new and returning players to celebrate the Dragon Ball Super card game and release of the Universe Warrior Boost Set 7 Realm of the Gods, and to the launch of the 2022 organized play season. For this reason, we endeavored to trial the Unison Warrior series in a format in a different event capacity, pickup games with prizing and tutorial events aimed at players from other Bandai events, so Digimon. Bandai has never considered rotation for the Dragon Ball Super card game and is planning to maintain a non-rotating format for competitive events where cards from all sets can be used. We will soon begin a full organized play season for 2022 that includes online and in-person events, which I think that's really important, that there's online and in person, regardless of the state of the world. I think just the fact that there are a lot of people who are in areas where there's not a lot of scenes, and just being able to give chances for people who are kind of out of kind of the major cities or kind of major coast kind of areas, I think is really important to have these online events continue. So where was it? Yeah. So as well as fun and casual events with special regulations such as Unison Warrior series only. In the best interest for all our players excited to try out new strategies and cards for 2022 organized play and eliminate any potential barriers to participation for players with earlier cards, we've decided to remove the Unison Warrior series only restriction for all Card Game Fest events. So pretty much that just means that the regular set is legal and like everything else, so it doesn't really matter for events. So like they're treating this event as if it was a regular competitive event for the season. As an event outside of the regular championship season, we would like to use Card Game Fest as an opportunity to try out and gather data with the rule changes below for all 256 player and upsize in-person events. We appreciate our players and communities coming together to make a difference in our game's future. So this is the ruling change that they're trying out with this event. Obviously, if it doesn't go well, they'll just change it. But I do think it makes sense to have some experimentation going on for something that is a large event but is technically outside of the actual competitive season, kind of like how they did with the DBS Fest previously, in that kind of way. So the changes are best of one games with 30 minutes and 5-minute time limit, 50 to 60 main deck and up to 15 card side deck, so unchanged, I believe, there. After players have revealed leaders, players have 1 minute to complete any side deck substitution prior to beginning the game. And then after the round, players must return their deck to their original 50 to 60 card configuration. And then top cut matches will be either best of one following the above rules or best of three, depending on venue availability. So I think this is a really good change to try out. I never made the video, but I had so many close to calls of where I wanted to make videos that just Dragon Ball Super games take so long, right? And then if you transpose it to a best of three, it can easily take an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like when I was doing the commentating for Worlds, there are just so many matches that took so long, which makes sense for a Worlds event and something that is online and based not on a venue. But when you have kind of a venue and you have to stick to their hours that they want, these matches take forever. And so even with best of three for an hour for Worlds, or for the US Nats that we had, I think that wasn't enough time. And I do really support trying out this new change. I do think it should maybe be 40 minutes plus 5 minutes, maybe because I think 30 minutes is maybe a little bit too short. But the ability to make the side deck changes as soon as you see the leader makes sense, especially since unlike other card games, seeing a leader can kind of give you an idea of what your opponent is playing, which is nice, which I think will help out some strategies and stuff, including maybe I'll actually get better at making a sideboard because I stink at it right now. And then also, my expectations and what I've observed for the last couple months is that even in best of three, whoever wins game one usually wins the match, right? Because it's very, very difficult to play 3 games in the time allotted for like the nationals. And so being able to have this kind of still best of one format, but being able to adapt to your opponent and everything else, I think, is a really interesting choice, and I really am excited to see it play out at the fest. So I think it's a good change, and I think being able to be flexible and trying new ideas for something like an event that has a lot of people but is not technically in the competitive season, I think is a good idea. So continuing on, so allow us to reiterate that we are not permanently changing these rules going forward, but testing out these rules in order to better plan future events. We'd like to invite you once again to our Card Game Fest to have fun, win some prizes, and get your feedback on the game. We thank you for understanding and look forward to seeing you online or in person at our March Card Game Fest events. This post on our official website has been updating with prizing images. So here are, we'll go into those in a sec. But yeah, I will just say I think I'm really on board to trying these out. And if you guys have any opinions on that, the only thing is that I think 30 minutes is a little short. So I think 40 with 5, and then maybe players have 5 minutes to complete. Like I think a 5-5 there would make sense. But once again, if we're trying to transition back into in-person events, something like venue space is incredibly time regulated, right? And just honestly, if we have an 8-round event, like, and it's an hour and a half per like it's an hour and a half for rounds, right? An hour for the actual gameplay, but there's like 30 minutes between setting up and getting down. Like that is a lot of time. If we can restrict it down to just an hour based on just the rounds and then all the administrative stuff, 8 hours for a big event is fine, and I think that's way more manageable for what we're doing. So that is my opinions there, and then we'll just quickly go over the cards. So we have Event Pack 9. I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't think they announced Event Pack 9. I think they just they announced all the other packs. So I think these are new. So we got Mecha Frieza Robotic Repost. So this is the second reprinting of the card outside of the original printing in the Champ Pack last year, and then also the Nationals pack we got it. But I think all this means to me is that it's probably not getting banned or touched, which is okay, I guess. There are ways to interact with it with like 1-drop extra cards to prevent it from coming out. But man, I don't know. This is a very nasty card in a lot of decks, and it can be pretty tricky. Well, you have the Supreme Kai of Time, which is very good for Vegix. And I think this was a really expensive promo beforehand, so it's nice getting another printing of this. Rosie is pretty strong for green. Deborah is almost like a meme at this point, so having a max playset. And now that you can also just, if you see your opponent have Cell Surge across the table, you can be like, okay, cool, put my Deborahs in, let's go, let's not get hand destructed. I think that will make the change the difference. I think that will make hand destruction or something that does have silver bullets like Deborah more manageable and less powerful. So take that as you will. If you're a Cell Surge liker, you might not be good. We got this Vegito here. We've got the Piccolo Jr. and the Piccolo Unison. And I think we're not only getting the Piccolo Unison here, but we're getting it here in one of the Unison packs for the fest. The All Art Higher Dragon, I think that's really cool. I mean, even with the I don't know, vanillas are great, and if you're playing Higher Dragon, you want the full foil. So there we go. Cells, Earth Destroying Kamehameha, so strong as ever, and then that Vegeta there. Here's an example of the secret rares we're getting. So there's the Fest stamp on the left, and then there's the winner stamp on the right. And it's gold stamped? No, it's just winner stamped, but it looks like there's more kind of like gold in there in the effects and stuff, so kind of like gold printed. Here's the Fest set. So there's Vegeta, the Broly, the Frieza, the Goku. I don't know if this is the right 4-drop Majin Buu. I feel like they want the Topa one. That one makes more sense. But if they announce this one, that's probably fine. Charles, which I need more copies of anyways, the Trunks from the new set. And then we also do have these new Cell cards from the new starter deck. So I'm very excited for more reveals on that. I'm not going to reveal them today or kind of go over them today, but when we get more ideas and more cards, I definitely want to go over it. Here is the Unison set. So Meki, we've got Baby Unison, which I definitely need more of. Actually, the Piccolo Jr. I mentioned, Majin Buu, Trunks, and then also this Great Priest. I've been playing this card in like all of my decks, so if it's still legal and like what I want to do it in, I'm definitely need a playset of that. So that's really nice. And the Son Goku and Vegeta Jr. That's a fun card to get. And I think this is the last one. So pretty much the interesting thing is that this Bojack too. This Bojack has completely new art, and I think that's pretty warranted because The previous art is mostly Vegeta with a little bit of Bojack in the back. So having a card that actually shows Bojack more, I think makes sense. A lot of people like it's just so funny that people. It just looks like it's a Vegeta card, the original art for it. So having an updated art to show off Bojack and everything, I think it's a good call. And I believe that is it for us. Yeah, so those are all the cards. Let me know what you guys think about these new event rulings and everything. And if you're more excited to do more of a non-Unison Warrior format and everything else. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.
Damn it.